Okay, a very good morning dear students. Welcome to my channel Maths with Mahanti sir. Children, in the previous lesson we were discussing about different theorems, geometrical proofs based on your properties of parallelogram. The last discussion was how to prove theorem 8.5, that is, if one pair of opposite sides of a quadrilateral are equal and parallel, then it is a parallelogram. How it is, the proof was discussed in the last class. Today let us discuss the last part of the chapter, that is your quadrilateral, which is your midpoint theorem. Only two things are left in this chapter. One is your midpoint theorem, then is converse. Children, midpoint theorem is a very important theorem because it finds a wide applications in different problems, particularly in geometry. Okay, so we must understand what is midpoint theorem and how to prove it. Okay, so let me discuss what is midpoint theorem. So what does midpoint theorem say? You see, it says suppose ABC is a triangle, this point D and E, suppose you take 2 points on any two sides, suppose D is a point, D is the midpoint of AB and E is the midpoint of AC. Okay, if D and E are the midpoints of AB and AC, that is two sides of this triangle ABC, then how will you prove? What does midpoint theorem says? It says that if you join D and E, you will get a line segment. Now this line segment, which is obtained by joining the two midpoints of any two sides of this triangle, it will be parallel to the third side, that is BC, and half of it. Half of it means half of BC. That means this theorem says that the line joining two midpoints of any two sides of a triangle is parallel to the third side and half of the third side. How to prove? So this is what known as your midpoint theorem. Okay, let us state it mathematically and prove. Let us state and prove mathematically what is midpoint theorem. So what is given? You are given D and E are, say, midpoints. Okay, midpoints of which one? AB and AC. AB and AC, it is given. That means if D and E are midpoints, then AD will be equal to DB and A will be equal to EC. So you are given AD equal to DB and AE equal to EC. Okay. Now what we need to show? We need to prove, or we need to show that this DE will be parallel to the line joining, the line segment joining the two midpoints, that is D and E, will be parallel to the third side, that is BC. This is the third side, and DE will be equal to half of it. It will not only be parallel to the third side, it will also be half of the third side. How to prove? Okay, now in order to prove this, children, we have to do some construction. What is the construction? Just you produce or extend this line segment. This can be done in several ways. I am trying to explain in the simple way. Okay, in a very simple way. Let us do some construction. So what construction? You extend, you see, DE say up to F, DE up to F, such that these two are equal. You see, such that DE and EF are equal. This is by construction. Okay. So DE and EF are equal by construction. It was not given. Okay, it was given only AD and DB equal, AE and EC equal. You constructed DE equal to EF. Okay, and join CF and join CF. Okay. Now how to prove that DE will be parallel to BC and DE will be half of BC? Let us see. See, children, when we join this one, now there are two triangles. Look at triangle ADE and triangle CFE. Okay. If we can prove these two are congruent, what will happen? If these two can be proved congruent, then this and this AD and CF will be equal by CPCT. Okay. Now if AD is equal to CP, but we are given AD equal to DB given, that means BD will be equal to CF. Okay. So BD equal to CF. Now if this triangle and this triangle are congruent, look at this angle. Suppose this is angle 1, this is angle 2. Look at, if this triangle and this triangle can be proved congruent, angle 1 and 2 will be equal by CPCT because they form a pair of corresponding angles in these two triangles. Okay. Now if angle 1 and 2 are equal, if they are equal, they will be equal if these two triangles are congruent. Now if these two are equal, then again they form a what? They form a pair of alternate interior angles with this transversal DF. With the transversal DF, look at angle 1 and 2, they form a pair of alternate interior angles because DF joins AD and CF. You see, AD and CF these two lines are joined by DF, so this is no doubt the transversal. And if these two angles are equal and they are alternate interior, then no doubt AD will be parallel to CF. And if AD parallel to CF, then no doubt BD will be parallel to CF, because AD and BD are equal. If AD is parallel to CF, BD will also be parallel to CF. Okay. Now BD parallel to CF, and in the first step we proved BD equal to CF. We proved BD equal to CF because AD equal to CF. So BD equal to CF and BD parallel to CF. That means BDFC is a parallelogram. Now if BDFC is a parallelogram, then its opposite sides are equal. We know the property. So DF will be equal to BC, and opposite sides are parallel also. DF parallel to BC. Now if DF parallel to BC, then no doubt DE will be parallel to BC, because DE and F, these 3 points are collinear. So D parallel to BC. First part is over. Now if DF is equal to BC, look at DE and EF are equal. So DF will be double this. DF will be twice DE. So twice DE equal to what? BC. That means D equal to half of BC. See, this is the complete analysis which I discussed. Let me do it mathematically. Okay. Let me do it mathematically. What analysis I put before you? What analysis did I put before you to prove the midpoint theorem? Let me do it practically. Okay. So let us come to the proof part. Okay. So the first step is you prove this triangle and this triangle are congruent. See. So how to prove? In triangle ADE and CFE and triangle CFE. Look at. You are given AE equal to EC. See, you are given AE equal to EC. It is given. Okay. Now look at this angle. Look at this angle and this angle. Suppose angle 3, this is angle 4. Angle 3 equal to angle 4. Why? Because they are vertically opposite angles in these two triangles. Okay. So vertically opposite angles. Okay. Then what is the third matching part? DE and EF. You see, DE equal to EF. Why? The region is construction. See. So AE equal to AE equal to CE. Look at. AE equal to CE, this angle equal to this angle, and D equal to EF. So these three matching parts decides that by which criteria? Side angle side. You see, this one equal to this one equal to this one, and angle 3 equal to angle 4. So by side angle side, triangle ADE is congruent to triangle your ADE CFE, triangle CFE. Okay. So the two triangles are proved to be congruent. Now if they are congruent, what will happen? So AD will be equal to CF. Why? CPCT. Okay. If these two triangles are congruent, so no doubt AD and CF, their corresponding parts or corresponding sides, so they will be equal. But AD, see, this AD equal to DB, it is given. AD equal to DB, it is given. So you see, whatever analysis I made, I applied, I explained, that I am just making it practical. See. So we proved AD equal to CF, but we are given AD equal to BD given, therefore BD equal to CF. You see, this implies BD equal to CF. Suppose this is equation 1. Okay. Now again you see, when these two triangles are congruent, look at, when these two triangles are congruent, already proved there. So this angle, see, again since triangle ADE and triangle CFE are congruent, so this implies angle 1 equal to angle 2, because CPCT. Look at this angle, this triangle congruent, so 1 and 2 are equal, CPCT. But see, what angles are they? But these are what angles? Alternate interior angles. With whom? With transversal DF. Joining which two lines? Joining AD and CF. Joining AD and CF. So no doubt these two are equal and they are alternate interior. That means definitely AD and CF will be parallel. So AD parallel to CF. You see, AD parallel to CF. I am writing here. You see. So AD will be parallel to CF. See children, AD. Angle 1, angle 2 equal, but these are alternate interior angles with the transversal DF joining AD and CF. Okay. So as these two are equal and they form a pair of alternate interior angles joining DF with lines AD and CF, no doubt AD and CF will be parallel. Therefore, you see, therefore AD parallel to CF. Now if AD parallel to CF, then BD must be parallel to CF because AD and BD are equal. So this implies BD parallel to CF. Suppose this is your condition number 2. Since you can write the region, since AD equal to BD, since AD equal to BD, you see, AD parallel to CF because angle 1, angle 2 are equal and they form a pair of alternate interior angles with transversal DF joining AD and CF. Okay, so no doubt AD is parallel to CF, but AD equal to BD, therefore AD parallel to CF implies BD parallel to CF. Now see, here we got BD equal to CF from 1, here we got BD parallel to CF. Therefore from 1 and 2, from condition 1 and 2, it is established, we know that if one pair of opposite sides equal and parallel in a quadrilateral, it is a parallelogram. So in the quadrilateral BDFC, what did we saw? See, we saw that BD parallel to CF and BD equal to CF. See, BD parallel to CF and BD equal to CF. So from 1 and 2, BDFC is a parallelogram as one pair of opposite sides are equal and parallel. So we proved that BDFC is a parallelogram. If BDFC is a parallelogram, then its opposite sides are parallel and equal, both pair. Let us take one pair. Which pair? Suppose DF. Now this is one pair, DF and BC. It is one pair of opposite sides of this parallelogram BDFC. So from 1 and 2, BDFC is a parallelogram. That means DF, therefore DF will be parallel to BC and DF will be equal to BC. Okay. Now let us break both the parts separately. Now see, if DF is parallel to BC, see, if DF parallel to BC, then see, if DF is parallel to BC, then DE will be parallel to BC. Then DE will be parallel to BC. Why? The reason is because the points D, E and F are what? Points D, E and F are collinear. Collinear. You know what are collinear points? 3 points lying, 3 or more than 3 points lying on one line in the same plane are called collinear. So D, E, F are collinear because they lie on one line in the same plane. So as DF is parallel to BC, so DE, no doubt, as DF is parallel to BC, so no doubt DE will be parallel to BC. So this is the first part of the theorem. Okay, midpoint theorem. Now how will we show that DE will be half of BC? How to show? Now to get that, you apply this, you break this condition. DF, you see. Now again, you break the second part. You break the second part to get the second condition. Okay. So again DF, you see, again your DF equal to BC, already we have proved, but you see, but DF, it will be twice DE, but DE equal to DE equal to EF, it is by construction. By construction DE equal to EF. So if DE equal to EF, therefore DF will be double or twice DE, 2 into DE. Okay. See, we have got here DF equal to BC, but you see, but DE and EF are equal by construction. So if DE and EF are equal, no doubt DF will be twice or double. DF will be twice or double DE. So DF equal to 2DE. Now you put this value here. Therefore 2 into DE equal to BC. In place of DF you put here 2 DE. So 2DE equal to BC. So what does it mean? It means DE equal to BC by 2 or half of BC. See. So these are the two parts. Okay. Here we proved D parallel to BC, and here we proved D equal to half of BC or BC by 2. That means, see children, we came to conclude that in a triangle, if we join the midpoints of any two sides of a triangle, in a triangle, if we join the midpoint of any two sides, whatever line segment is obtained, that will always be parallel to the third side and half of the third side. This important truth is known as your midpoint theorem. Okay, it has a converse also. We will discuss the converse in the next class. How to prove the converse of BPT? It is a very small one, but we will discuss it later. Now the point is, this truth which we proved, which we established, which is known as your midpoint theorem, actually it finds a wide application, particularly in different geometrical proofs, or you can say deductions. Okay, so we shall apply this thing also while discussing problems from your NCERT book as well as other reference book. You will find the application of this midpoint theorem, particularly in the chapter quadrilateral, and in some other areas also it is applied. Okay, you will come to know its application while discussing problem only. So children, I hope you understood this new concept, which is known as your midpoint theorem. What is midpoint theorem and how to prove it geometrically? This was my intention to explain you today in this class. I hope you must have understood. If at all it is true, you really understood and you enjoyed the lesson, then I must say, children, please hit the like button and subscribe my channel, so that I will be encouraged to discuss more and more. Only the last part of this chapter left is your what? Your converse of midpoint theorem, and tomorrow, I mean in the next class, I will discuss another problem. Another thing, that is your converse of midpoint theorem, and some problems we will discuss to end the chapter. Let all the chapters be over, then we shall discuss problems serially from your NCERT book as well as other reference book. Because if we do not solve problems, mathematics is incomplete. While solving problems, what we do? Children apply their understanding. What is the purpose of solving problems? The purpose of solving problem is only to apply our understanding, what we have understood in the normal class. Okay, that is better judged if children or students are able to solve problems as quick as possible. Okay, so we shall discuss the application of every chapter. Whatever chapter so far we have covered, we will discuss the application of every chapter in problems. Let all chapters be over. Okay, tomorrow, I mean in the next class, we are going to complete the chapter quadrilateral, so that we will go to the next chapter again, another new chapter after the next class. Okay, I hope children, whatever I discussed, you must have understood. If at all it is true, and if you feel yes, what Manti sir is explaining, it is very nice, we are able to understand everything, then I must say that please hit the like button and subscribe my channel. Okay, thank you.